Hello, I'm Hat, and welcome to another Anecdote Thursday. Today, we'll be spotlighting another incident from my youth, one that has been laughed about in the family for quite a long time. You could title this segment Bonsai, but today I'm calling it Hi Mom! I'll explain in a bit. And with that said, let's get to it. This all took place on a nice fall day, the beginning of my sophomore year in high school. I can remember what year it was because the dinosaurs had only recently stopped raiding our gardens. Anyway, I tried out for the fall play. It was Arsenic and Old Lace. I was too big to play the bit part at the very end of the production, and I was too small to play anyone else. So I did not get the part. So anyway, I must preface this with a bit of a brag. I used to be quite the tumbler. I was able to do a lot of the leaps, hit the mat, tuck and roll, lots of somersaults, lots of backflips, until my hips started breaking down, which is another story entirely. I was pretty agile. So with that in mind, it would not surprise you, I'm sure, to know that I was quite enamored with stuntmen, both Hollywood and television, and thought I had a shot at being one. I was small, and there are roles for small stuntmen, especially when they're looking for someone to play a child. So I had my hopes up. Well, any good stuntman is going to have a resume, and I thought that I would start building mine up by start designing stunts. And the very first one I came up with, and the one I used most often, was the car hood dive. Now, you've seen variants of this on TV and in the movies before. Someone's walking along, and a car hits them. They roll up onto the hood, smash into the windshield, and then roll off the other side. Lately, they've been staying stuck in the smashed windshield. Well, how did I do it? Very simple. I would have a friend drive towards me rather slowly, maybe 10 mile an hour, and then at the right moment, I would leap over the fender, roll onto the hood, and as I rolled onto the hood, I would use my forearm to slap it and make a big bang. People not watching closely would hear that bang, turn their head, and see me rolling on the hood of the car, thereby immediately assuming I had been hit by that car. I would then roll up into the windshield, groan, and slide off the car. Worked every time. I even did it once when I was in my 30s, in a full parking lot at a Denny's in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We had to get out of there fast because people had started running out of the restaurant to see if they could help this poor guy who'd just been run down in the parking lot. I'm glad nobody called the cops. That would have been interesting. No, officer, we did that on purpose. Have you been drinking? And it goes from there. So anyway, I think I've set up what's about to happen here. My mom had dropped me off for play tryouts. Once they were done, I used the payphone, yes, we used payphones back then, to call my mom and ask her to come get me. Now, at the time, we were driving a Colony Park station wagon. Beautiful big old boat. And I knew it almost by the smell. We had used it so often. So I'm hanging around on the front of the school grounds, and I see her driving along the front. Now, the way it worked was you had to pull along the front of the school, then turn into a driveway that was lined on both sides with bushes, then turn around behind the school. That's where you picked up the kids, and then followed out the other way. It was all one way. So when I saw her coming, I suddenly knew exactly what I was going to do. As she was driving up along the lane to go to the back of the school, I started running along the front of the school property and then timed it perfectly to where I leapt through the bushes, landed on the hood of the car, slapped it, and then grabbed onto the windshield wiper well with my hands to keep from rolling off. I heard a screech of tires. I jerked to the front of the car a little bit as the brakes caught, and then I looked inside at my mom and started laughing my head off. The woman inside was screaming. The woman inside was not my mom. It was another car that I had never seen before at school that looked exactly like ours. Oh my God. I leapt off the hood of the car and started low-crawling along the bushes in order to keep her from seeing where I was. Luckily, she was too traumatized to get out of the car and start looking for me, so I was able to wait it out hiding in the bushes until I saw my mom's car and then got in. And she said, "How'd play go?" And I said, "I didn't get the part, and I may be arrested later tonight. We'll have to see." Once I told her the story, she thought, "Well, maybe you should be arrested. Don't you ever do that again." And of course, I kept doing it because I love my mom. And there it is. Obviously, I did not pursue my dream of becoming a stuntman, nor my dream of becoming a truck driver, nor my dream of becoming a fighter pilot, nor about a dozen other dreams. But I did well enough in my life in the workforce, and I'm fairly proud of the things I've accomplished. Anyway, that's it for this edition of Anecdote Thursday. I'm looking forward to bringing you one again next week, and I certainly hope you're looking forward to it as well. In the meantime, be well, and as always, thank you for your attention.